Let's talk about the product. The product is the Axis. It's the MMG Axis. Now, the idea of this unit is that it is accessible and powerful. You can see from the images that are being shared on screen what is inside. Now, it's quite simply a rack mount PC. However, it has been optimized to the finest point of detail. Not only has it been optimized, but it's then also been integrated with the software that we've developed, which is the Axis software. Now, this enables you to convert signals in all different styles from one to the other seamlessly. So you're able to encode from SDI to NDI and decode. You're able to swap audio feeds from physical to Dante, from NDI to Dante, from, etc. And the same with video signal. So there's a lot of maneuverability there. It's also got the NDI Bridge within it. Now, we'll go into more detail around what that does and how it works. But in short, it's a very, very efficient way to connect one network to another and bring them together so that all of the NDI feeds across those two networks are shared. Now, what is important there is obviously that you've got good connectivity in those locations. But again, we'll go through that in some more detail a little bit later. At the moment, if you would like to purchase the MMG Axis, you can actually head to our website, mmgaxis.io, and it will show you the options within that depending on what country you're looking to purchase from. Within the Axis is the software to deal with all the signal conversion. What's unique in this way as well is that you can actually use other software on it. We have left it open so that you can do that. Now, the first thing is the Dante Virtual Soundcard, which we would strongly recommend that you have on this machine because it just opens it up to the whole of the Dante world. But what do we mean when we say works with? Because we're saying works with NDI, vMix, VisRT, so the TriCaster, and OBS. Well, what we mean is that it works with NDI because it is able to encode and decode NDI sources. It is also able to efficiently utilize the NDI bridge. And that is the core functionality here. We're bringing together an NDI video workflow using a powerful machine to do so. When we say works with vMix, what we mean is that you can install vMix on it and you can use vMix on it. Now, you can use the SDI feeds that are coming in directly into vMix, or you can encode them to NDI and then use them in other ways around your workflow. The two work independently unless you essentially bond them together by saying, actually, one of the outputs from vMix is going to come out of the SDI, or I want that SDI to encode. Now, that really, really comes into play as well with the TriCaster. So, for example, the TriCaster Mini S at the moment, if you install that on a machine, you do not have a way of utilizing SDI, which I know a lot of people do want. Now, the Axis enables you to do that. It means that you can encode SDI, so feeds coming in, to NDI, which means you can then use them within the TriCaster Mini S. And it also means that the outputs that are coming out as NDIs can also be decoded within the machine and then sent out through the SDI. The latency of which is very, very, very low. In fact, it's quite possibly the lowest in the industry at the moment. Now, the final one of the works withs is also OBS. And in the same way that we're saying it works with the TriCaster and vMix, it's exactly the same. But what that does mean is that also opens us up to other things and other parts that maybe OBS has got that vMix hasn't or TriCaster hasn't. So it's a really interesting machine that can have all of these things available to you. And also it can have the MMG Production Software, which essentially turns the Axis into a switch straight away. And as things develop and as we do more updates with that, it will have more functionality beyond that as well. Now, the next part that we'll do is dive a little bit deeper into the technical specifications.